Welcome back to day 3, guys. We're going to be creating our own tower defense game here, and in yesterday's video, day number 2, we made some good progress. We pretty much got the wave system working, which is pretty cool. Now, we need to add a lot more with like UI and stuff, but surely that'll come later on, and we're pretty much going to be, if you guys are new here, just like using GNOME codes, tutorials, and AI, and like the forums to help build this. I don't have much experience at doing this, so it's going to be a learning experience for me. Maybe it'll help you guys out if you're doing your own game too, but we're making a World War II or just World War in general style game, and I hope you guys tune in for this journey. It's going to be a good time, so make sure you guys subscribe, turn those notifications on so you guys don't miss out on any of these episodes. Looks like we got some sort of issue going on right here with all of these enemies spawning in. Some of them are some reason they're falling over. I don't know why exactly, but it was like it lagged or something, and then when one fell, they all started falling over. So one thing we could probably do with that is like turn off collisions or something, and then that way these soldiers, they'll never have that issue ever again. And surely that won't be all that difficult to do. So maybe like in here, we could just select this little property right here and then maybe make it somewhere in this thing. Actually, I don't know if we could do it from that thing itself, but maybe it's the humanoid that has like can collide on, and maybe that's what's causing the problem here. I'm not 100% certain on that, so we would maybe just have to kind of go like this and select all and kind of see the can collide. So it looks like maybe some of it is on and some of it's not, so we'll turn it all on, turn it all off, and maybe now with that being fixed there, maybe we are going to be chilling with that problem. So we'll start it up again, kind of just take a test. So they are still working, which is good. Now, that was only happening on the wave 5, which is like spawning in 100 right now. So that's kind of a problem. But hopefully that should fix that problem, the no collisions there, because, it seems like they might be moving a little bit more smoothly right now. I don't know why it's like it seems like a little bit off. Like that guy seems a little bit more distanced out than those two in the front. I don't know why it's doing that. It's kind of weird, kind of goofy, but we're going to figure it out, guys. I'm not too worried about that. But today, we're focusing on walk animations and also probably adding more mob types according to Gnome's guide. So, we're following along with that. It's episode 3, day number 3 for me, and that is our plan for today, guys. We also might work on adding a little bit more detail to the map, maybe some rocks, other structures along the map, like some army jeeps, stuff like that. We might add those in. Could be pretty neat, could be pretty cool. Maybe like a shooting range somewhere off in the distance. I don't know. We'll figure something out. We'll see what kind of models we can find and add them in if we're able to. But so far, so good. None of these guys are like grouping up and like colliding with each other, so that's obviously a good look. I just don't really understand why it's like lagging a little bit. Maybe it's just because we're like in the dev world or something. I don't, like once again, I don't really understand how that all works. I mean, it is storming right now, so I don't know if that would have something to do with me, but I am concerned on why that one wave was kind of getting a little hectic and they all started running into each other. Obviously, that's not a good look, so we got to make sure we figure that out. But so far, like this wave looks perfectly smooth, so I don't know what was up with that other one. Pretty weird. Pretty goofy. I don't get it, but one thing at a time. Let's figure out how to add some more mobs. I'm thinking like maybe we add like a spy in. I don't know if I said that already. American spy. We could add in like German sniper, tanks at some point. We got lots of cool ideas to add down there, in the road to the future. Something like maybe even planes at one point. We could add ships, obviously not on this map, but on a future map, something like that would be pretty neat too. Plenty of stuff we could do, guys. Seriously, there's plenty of stuff we could do. I'm not too worried about it. We'll figure it all out one thing at a time, though. But for right now, this is looking really good. So, yeah, this is the wave that might have given us some issues, and it looks like that is all working. So, pretty cool stuff when it comes to that. We are going to go ahead and start up the video now, though, and see what we got to actually do to maybe start getting these guys to actually look like they're walking instead of, like, T-posing down the track, because we don't want them to do that. I mean, worst case scenario, they do that, but, we're going to figure that out. We're going to figure the walking out. It's probably not too difficult. So let me get started, and I'll meet you guys when we made some progress. All right, guys, so our first step here is going to be getting some more mobs for the game. And right here, as you guys can see, we got ourselves a bunch of different types of soldiers. So obviously American, we got Russian ones, and then we got the German soldiers here. So like I said, we're going to probably base this on, obviously the Germans are the bad guys here in this scenario, of course, but we got to go ahead and get a lot of these different dudes and actually get them in to the game. So we got this German soldier here. We got ourselves a sniper. We got ourselves just a gunner. He's got like the MP40, it looks like. I'm not sure what this guy is all about. That's just another version of the gunner. There might be some other ones around. I'm not too sure. And in like certain battles, obviously we're going to have like the Japanese, troops too, but we don't have a map for that quite yet, so obviously, we'll have that in later on or something like that. But for right now, we're kind of chilling with what we got, and maybe we'll get some tanks and stuff like that too, of course. But for right now, this is what we got. We got a few different types of enemies here. I'm not sure about this militia guy. He doesn't have any hair. I mean, that could be fine, but I'm not sure where his hair is at. So maybe my my dude Pretzel could get some hair on that guy. Maybe we'll go from there. But hey, you know what? He could be a bald soldier too. We don't judge. All right. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go bring these guys on over to the game. So let's do that. All right, guys. So we have them in the game right here, as y'all could see. So we just kind of have them like in the workplace right now. We're going to make them a little bit smaller because obviously we want them on the track to, be at a good size. So like, is something like that good? Because if you ask me, that looks pretty solid. And I still might have to get some edits on this German militia guy. That's fine. It's not too big of a deal. But right now, we got ourselves everything that we pretty much need here. I do have to get rid of this German soldier that's in the mobs folder right now. But what we'll do is we'll just drag these guys all on over to the correct spot. So the normal German soldier is actually the pistol guy. I feel like he's got the wrong hat on. I feel like that hat would be on more of like a commander type person, but I don't know, maybe not. Like, I feel like the normal just classic soldier would just be rocking the helmet like these guys, but surely the sniper and the SMG guy too would also have that helmet. So who the heck knows? I don't know much about that stuff. But anyways, we're gonna go over to server storage. We're gonna toss in those guys, and then we don't really have to worry about it for right now. But anyways, let's just test this out. We're going to try one more time here, make sure these German soldiers actually spawn in, and it looks like they do, so that's good. And I'm guessing the future things we're going to be doing in this video is figuring out how to get the other ones to spawn in according to their names. And on top of that, we're going to have to actually get these guys walking, like I said, because I know in Gnome's video, at the start of the video, he shows them actually, like, walking. So that's something that we're going to be focusing on today, so let's figure out what we got to do next. Okay, guys, so we made a little bit of progress here. We actually also found a cool tank with a nice little tank commander, so that's going to be nice for us. We'll have to figure that out and actually animate it and stuff. But right now, it's going to be on the side. That's going to be a good boss, so, we'll just kind of keep that around. So that's going to be cool for us. But it also came with this cool little dude right here, so hopefully he's got no bad symbols on him. We got to double check him and stuff, but looking pretty good. We just got to figure out how to get, like, the tags and stuff on this guy. But, like, thing is, I think you, like, have to have, like, a head like part, so I don't know how I'm gonna do that with the tank, but we'll figure that out. And second of all, we were working on some of the collisions in the game. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but like when I played, it was kind of like running, like, I don't know, like if you ran like right into the guys, it would like kind of like you'd stumble over them kind of in a way. But now, as you guys can see, I can walk right through these guys. That's because we set up collision groups. So as you guys can see here on the bottom right, we got that all set up and it is working pretty much perfectly now. So no longer will we have to worry about, number one, enemies running into each other. So, like, right here, it's hard to see because, well, obviously, the soldiers kind of look similar, but they're not. Those are soldiers, and these ones are gunners. They won't run into each other. Now, that's a good thing. And then, second of all, I will not run into them, and they will not run into me. So, very good when it comes to that. That's a big step. Now, as for the actual animations themselves right now, we don't have all that necessarily set up yet, guys. So, we definitely have a lot of work to do still, but, one thing at a time here, we're going to figure it out and keep on grinding. We're like pretty much halfway through the video already, which is kind of crazy. So let's keep grinding. Let's see what we got else, to figure out here, and we're going to get this done, and hopefully day 3 will be a success. So let's keep grinding. All right, guys, so we have been doing this for like a good hour or 2 at this point, and we are trying to get our dudes to start walking, and finally your boy had the breakthrough, and we got our soldiers to actually start walking. And I believe we also, throughout some point, I think I already showed this, but we turned off the collisions, which is good. We're still getting some errors right now. That's fine because it's the fact that these gunners and some of the other units right now don't have the walk animation, so we got to figure that out. Luckily, these units have them like in the like just kind of folders already, but I have to go in. This was the part that took me forever to find out because on Gnome's video, essentially, he just kind of like gives you guys the units, but obviously we're using our own here. So we had to go in and try to figure out where these animations are and how to get them to work. And surely some units that we're going to be using in the future won't even have animations. So that's going to be a problem. But let me show you, in case you are kind of following along, with my video, especially because his didn't show this. I want to just show you guys how I figured this out and how I got it to actually start working. So let's stop it real quick. But essentially, as you guys can see right here in our server storage, we got our units, right? So the one that we're spawning right now is the German soldier, and let's see. Let's just show you guys what I did. So we have an animations folder, and then I have the animation for walking in here, and we got the ID. So that's pretty much all you guys need to do. As long as you follow the code, just make sure yours just looks exactly like that. And I'll show you what I have to do for the next one right here. So what are we spawning in right now? Gunners and soldiers. So let's go to the gunner. And in here we have this. So this like model came with this like animation, script or something. I think it's just a script, we'll call it. But in here you'll see a bunch of different types of stuff going on. So the important one though is this walk one. Now see, I don't understand what all these hashtags are, but the animation itself, this is where I figured it out, is right here. It's just called walk animation. So for right now, what we got to do is two simple things. Number one, we got to go ahead in this gunner unit, click plus, and add a folder. So there we go. We'll add the folder in, and I believe we're going to call this just animations. Oops, we don't want to go all capital. Make sure you guys spell everything all correctly. Actually, let me just go ahead and take a look at what we called it in the last one so I don't screw it up. But we just called the animation. So we'll copy and paste that, and we'll bring it on over here. That way we don't screw anything up. Oops, I was spelling that wrong right there already. So that would have been bad. And then the next one is just called walk. So this is important. Once again, see right here, this is called walk anim. So we just want to make that walk. All right, so make sure you guys do that. And then now we just grab it, drop it up there, and literally, guys, I am just straight up going to delete all this stuff. Yes, it might be helpful for whatever they were doing with that. I don't know, so we got to do it our own way. All right, so now if we go back to the game, let's just test this out, see if we're getting any errors. So it looks like we're getting something here. Set part collision group is whatever, I don't know. Please use base C. I'm not sure what that means, so we might have to figure that out. It's I don't know if that's an error. That might be just like a warning, so I'm not actually too sure. But guys, on the bright side, check this out. Our dudes, look at this, they're walking. That looks really good. So that's a very big step in the right direction for this this game for sure. Now for something like the tank, I don't think I'm gonna really be able to get that to like have animations as far as I know, unless we get like a specific model with like actual tracks. Then we can maybe make that happen. But what I gotta do now is I gotta make all these different types of units actually be able to walk, which is gonna be sick. And then we could definitely go from there, but I only have to do two more two more times, two more units, two more times, and then we'll eventually add in that cool tank unit hopefully at some point here. I just don't understand how that one is gonna work. Like, we could go ahead and give it actually a try right here right now. Might as well, right? Why not? So what we'll do is we have the German tank right here, right? So we'll just copy this, we'll add it into the mops folder. Let's just close all this stuff so we don't have to look at it. So we'll paste into, so we have the German tank. Like I said, we're not gonna have any animations for that at the moment, but for these other ones real quick here, we might as well just copy this. Well, we don't want to necessarily copy the folder, but I mean, I don't know if that will work. It actually, let's just try. Let's just copy this folder and see if, no, I mean, I don't know. We'll try. We'll see what happens. And then, actually, I don't know. It might be a bad idea to do that, guys. It actually might be a bad idea. I just don't know, like, if the IDs are different or something. So I don't want to go ahead and mess that all up. That would be probably a bad idea. So let's just go into each of these, add in what we got to add in. So the animations folder in the militia and the sniper. And then we should be chilling. And then I just got to go ahead and grab the actual walk animation from each of the units. So right here, not wave, we got to get the walk one. So copy. And then we go up to the animations. We're going to paste that into, but we got to make sure that we change the name back to walk. That's very important, guys. Don't forget to do that. Otherwise, it will not work. But now that we have that in the militia, we just got to go into the sniper and do the same exact thing. So not too difficult. Yes, that took me a while to figure out. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. See, sometimes you click the wrong button, boys. But sometimes it just takes you forever to figure like one little thing out because it's like different in the video. That's what the whole problem, like, that's the difference of actually understanding, like knowing what you're doing or just kind of copying what other people are doing. So luckily we figured that out. It didn't take us all night, but took us a little bit, definitely slowed us down, but we got it all good. Now we should, like, really honestly at this point, we should go back into our main script here and try to add in some more of these units. So what I'll do is I'll just copy this and we'll go like that. But in this time, we will add in, let's say, What do we want to add in next? The militia guy? Sure, let's do the militia, and then, you know, we'll do it one more time. Let's, oops, didn't mean to do that, but we'll go ahead and here we'll add the sniper in, and then actually, even one more time, we'll try the German tank as well. We'll see if that works. I don't think the tank's gonna work, but we're gonna find out together here in a minute. Let's just make sure that every single one of these units are actually walking. So they are. Once again, this guy right here is gonna have to, and look at this, we're actually testing this out. They are walking through each other with no issues, so that's cool. German snipers in the back, they're walking too, so everything's walking. It's just that these the militia guys, their speed is a little bit higher than the rest, I guess, because it looks like they're kind of catching everybody else. That's fine. That's a good thing. You know, we obviously are going to want to have varied speeds. We'll, you know, we'll figure that all out when it comes to, like, maybe the balancing episode or whatever. But for right now, that's looking really good, guys. Now, we don't have the tank working. It says infinite yield possible on the tank here. So something is going on with that. Looks like, first of all, we have something going on with anchored parts. And I don't know if that has to do with, I mean, I'm assuming this is all a problem with the tank right now. So let's just go ahead and test that out real quick here. If it's just something to do with this tank, we're just going to go ahead and, you know, get rid of that for right now. Oh, I have to stop it and probably do it again, unfortunately. Oh, no, actually, that worked. Okay, cool. Let's just try this one more time and see if we get any errors besides this thing right here. And I actually did see in the comments of Gnome's video, there's a lot of people complaining that that code didn't work. And for me, it did work. It's just that, like, we're getting this weird message saying that maybe it's not working. I really don't know. Obviously something changed. I think it said something like 2023 changed it the way it works, but now we are, you know, we do know that the humanoid thing in the tank or whatever, something with that is not all right, and that's fine for right now. That just means that we have to add some sort of humanoid part to the tank, which this is where his video kind of does not add up. Well, it adds up, but like he doesn't. I have no idea what happened. I think I somehow accidentally stopped the video. I think I hit a hotkey and it stopped the recording, so that sucks. We kind of were going through and making a little bit of progress here, but what I was trying to say is, like, his video, at least episode 3, does not explain how to, like, make, you know, random objects actually work for the game. But we did make a little bit of progress here. At least I think. Now there's some slight issues though. We obviously don't have, like, a walk animation for a tank, so that's going to be a problem. And then also we're having issues with this like network thing and like trying to get anchored parts like into the game or something. Now I did, like I was explaining before the video cut off there randomly, I added in a humanoid into the tank. That's all good and everything, right? But we are having issues with other stuff right now, and that is trying to figure out, like, you know, I welded everything, so that was like actually we were starting to like get on the right track here. Like things were actually kind of working out, I'm not even gonna lie. But now that we are here, like, I'm just trying to close this German tank and kind of see like what's going on. So we don't even need to look at that one. We're more worried about this one here, guys. And like, it's hard to keep track of everything that's going on in this like setup. So I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to ungroup everything. I think that's going to make my life a little bit easier. So it's just going to be easier to take a look at, in my opinion. So like you see, like all these different things, that it's just kind of annoying. And like thumbnail camera, like I don't even know what that means. So we're just going to get rid of that, and we're going to ungroup this because these are things that I think just don't necessarily need to be grouped. And I think it's fine to just go ahead and do what I'm doing here. So we'll just name these things 1 to 6 or whatever. I know that's not probably proper, but right now that's just what we're going to do. So it's not too big of a deal. But everything else in here seems to, I don't know, maybe be causing the issue, maybe not. Let's try it one more time after doing all that. And we still, as I was saying before, I don't know if it was in the part where it cut off or not. I have to figure out what's going on with this, the collision group thing. That's some sort of problem, obviously, but we'll figure that out. Anyways, we got the issue again, and I don't know why. So network ownership API cannot be called on anchored parts or parts welded to anchored parts. On parts that are welded to anchored parts. Okay, so maybe I welded something that, you know, to an anchored part, and that would be a problem, I guess. The cap here. Yo, wait, hold on. Are these things all anchored? Oh, man. Yo, what is up with this, guys? Cap. Hold on a second, guys. Holy. There are so many things in here that are anchored. Okay, hold on. Let's just try that, and let's see what happens here. Let's see if the tank actually spawns in now. The cap might have been the problem. Might not have been. It looks like it wasn't. Well, it definitely was part of the problem, but it didn't solve the problem. We'll put it that way. Real quick, I just want to test this without our character model. So let's just delete that. All right, and let's just try this out, and we'll see if the tank spawns in, because the character itself might be the problem. And if that's the problem, you know, for now we could delete it, but doesn't seem like that was the problem. Okay, well, that makes it even more interesting for us guys, because now I truly have no clue what the problem would be. So, you know, all these things here looks like, well, count all these like leg ones and whatever. So like up to the head there. We could just go ahead and delete all those welds. Now let's try it one more time here. And that was all the welds that I did to the actual character itself. Because at one point I was actually getting the tank to spawn. Y'all didn't see it. But no, it didn't work again. So I really wonder why. Because there was a point in time here when I was actually getting this dude to spawn in. And now I can't seem to make that work, which is very, very unfortunate. But, you know, we're still trying out here. Surely there's a way to do this. And surely I'll tell you guys right now, to be honest with you, I don't know what the way to fix it is. So if y'all know how to fix this problem, or maybe there's a better tank model that I could use that just has like a humanoid thing kind of set up, or maybe like I said, my boy Pretzel could help me out with this, then we're chilling. But for right now, we ain't chilling. Hopefully we'll be able to figure this out for next episode. But what we are doing correctly, guys, is, you know, minus this tank, we have officially set most of this stuff up, which is awesome to see. So real quick here, I just want to figure out like why this isn't working, but I just don't know. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to figure it out, unfortunately. And the sad part is, guys, is I actually had it spawning in. Like most of the whole entire tank was actually in the game. But now I don't know what I did wrong, because now it's wait, anchored. Wait, hold on. I don't know why that was anchored. All right, wait, that might have been the problem right there, then and there. Hold on. That actually low-key might have been the whole entire problem. So let's just find out here real quick. Imagine that was the problem. Come on, please. Okay. Wait a second. We got something, guys. We got something. Now, I don't know why the top of the tank is not popping up. And we're getting these errors because we don't have any animations for the tank. That's fine. But what I want to know is why the top of the tank's not there. So real quick here, let's just take this tank. We'll copy it. And we're going to paste it into the workplace real fast. So the issue itself is actually not that. The tank's good. So let's just get rid of that real quick. Delete that. Okay. And let's go back to what we had before. So hopefully, well, we have to go back a few times here. And we'll go back to like where before we deleted any of this stuff. Okay. So I think right there is good. And right here is when we unanchored, yeah, all that stuff inside the hat. Okay. So we got that all squared away. Maybe that'll work. Maybe it won't. But we have to fix is these 4 and 5 guys right here, right? These two were anchored. Yeah, okay. So let's try this again. Let's see what happens. If that's not the problem, then we know we got to go into the hat and start to actually like weld all that stuff. But, uh-oh, what do we got going on here now? So it looks like, tough to say, guys. Tough to say right now. Let's actually just go ahead and, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go in here, and we're literally just going to spawn 1 for right now, just so we can get a look at what's going on with this tank, just so I could see. If I could at least see, then we're chilling. But, I mean, it's moving. It kind of looks like the gun is actually in the tank, but like it might have fallen through the tank. You guys see that, right? Like, that would in fact be the top, I think. And now what's really weird is it straightened itself out on the path. Whoa. What's going on here? We're definitely gonna have to make the tank smaller, first of all. That's one thing. But on top of that, we gotta figure out what the heck is going on with all these different parts of the tank itself, because that might truly be the true problem here. And if that's the problem, then, you know, this whole issue is definitely solvable, and that's good. That's a good thing to know. I really wish though what I could do is I wish I could kind of just like ungroup this whole dude in general. Like, oh, maybe let's just try this. Like, I know it's gonna probably get like super goofy here and whatnot, and that's fine. Like, maybe I could go like this, weld, like we'll just set up all these different welds, right? So like weld the pants, and then we'll weld it like, see, like this is what I'm saying though. This can't be the proper way to do this all. I just can't imagine that. And now we're gonna have two humanoids inside of the tank, which is a huge problem. So that's not good, and I don't know which one the actual tank was. So maybe the walk speed being 16, this is probably the human. So let's just delete that whole thing right now. Like, I just want this guy essentially to be like, you know what I was gonna say, like just kind of like part of the model. Like, he doesn't actually have to be a human, like, you know what I'm saying? So if we did that properly, then we might be chilling here. And all these other things just kind of seem like meshes in here. The problem is, I just don't know if I'm gonna have to go in here and individually weld every single one of these things. Because if I have to do that, like I was saying before, guys, this is gonna take me 10 hours. But I don't think that's the problem here, honestly. Look at this. These are some more anchored parts, though. And I think that these are welds, which is really weird. Textures. Super strange when it comes to that. I thought that those were all, or maybe they're called unions. Maybe they're welds. I'm not too sure. So let's just try this again real fast. Like, let's just see what happens after I did all of that, and then we're gonna go from there. So let's see here, guys. I just gotta try to figure out why the top of the tank. Okay, wait, hold on. Once again, we got the tank actually moving now, so that's good. This is good. Wait, hold on. It's not great. It's not solved, but something right is happening. But what I'll tell you, what I don't understand, is why the top of the tank's gone. That's the problem. So let's see here. We got to go ahead. Maybe what we'll do is we'll just grab the tank and we'll paste it into the workplace again, and we'll see what is it looking like. So looks like the guy's hat is there, but everything else is missing, unfortunately. So that's not good. But we got to try to find the actual part of the tank that is just, for some reason, on this build, it's missing, and I don't know why. And like, maybe if we go into this tank and we take a look, like, what is the part? Wait, oh, this part, the model. Okay, so it's those two. So would it be 4 and 5? Or what? Yeah, look at, here we go. This is the problem. It's in there, but it's like under the tank for some reason. So that is the part that's really, really confusing right now, and maybe something we could actually figure out. But anyways, guys, we'll work on that, and we're gonna wrap up the episode here. Like, hopefully we can figure that all out. Like I said, if not, Pretzel will help us out, hopefully, and we'll have a working tank for the start of next video. But so far, today's been a success. We got the animations and all the different enemies in the game now, and they are working, and that's all good. So that's cool stuff. We'll see you guys on day number 4. Adios. Make sure you subscribe. We're on the road to 600K.